here. Thanks for tuning in for our weekly podcast. So this week we're out in Denver, Colorado, and we have Amy Sommerville as our guest. Thank you for joining us, Amy.
Thank you so much for having me.
So Amy oversees professional development, technology engagement, production, we're still not done, onboarding, RE/MAX University, and education for Motto Mortgage. That's a lot.
and mainly RE/MAX LLC.
And her main job, RE/MAX LLC. So people want to know, Amy, how do you do everything that you do? Well, before we get to that, let's take our listeners back in time with you. You were working and selling real estate in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This was right before the recession, selling real estate with your husband, on top of the world, and then everything changed.
I guess my real estate career and my career with RE/MAX started in 2000, where I was asked to join my husband in real estate. And prior to that, I had been working with a nonprofit political organization and was the director of marketing. And I actually, on the side, was freelancing, doing all of the marketing materials for my husband's listings. And at one point in time, he invited me to join him in real estate. And I said, you know what? No, thank you. I don't do sales, right? In my head, I was doing marketing. And he said, you're right. You don't do sales, but you do relationships. And you will fight like hell to make sure that the people you are in relationship with get what they deserve, which made me really excited about the negotiation process. And he kind of just said, you know, that's what true real estate is. So I joined him in real estate, and in the early years, it was awesome, rock star. We were the brokers of record for Beazer Homes. We were working with custom developers. We were working with investor groups. We were revitalizing downtown. Life was, as you say, we were on top of the world. On top of the world. We came back to Denver to visit some friends. This is where my husband was born and raised, kind of born, definitely raised, and visited with friends. And he said, you know, I'd really love to move to Colorado. So our plan was to move to Colorado, Denver area and purchase a RE/MAX franchise. And we got back home and started investigating what that opportunity might look like and moving our team and moving our business here to Denver, and learned that the territory here, this is where obviously RE/MAX was founded, home of RE/MAX. And at that time, business was booming and the market was tapped out. There was no opportunity to buy a franchise. So we thought we would just, you know, we would move here and we would continue our real estate business. And when the market opened up, that's the direction we would go. Well, within a short period of time of getting to Denver, now we're into the very beginning of 2008, where we had learned and heard that, you know, the rumors that the market was changing throughout the country, but we thought we were in this little protected bubble of the Southwest, and it was not true. And in a blink of an eye, it seemed to, everything started to fall apart. And I think there are a lot of agents who can empathize with this period of time where you're on top of the world, and it was like, you know, the faucet just turned off without a plan.
It was really fast. It probably just rolled in over the Rocky Mountains, just like a bad snowstorm.
It absolutely felt that way. So everything from new construction, you know, we had all this new custom development, no buyers, nobody wanted to buy. Downtown revitalization and new construction, and nobody wanted to buy. So it very quickly, we came here thinking we had years and years of commissions to be rolling in to support us in our ventures here, and that was not the case. So looking back now, we realize how lucky we were. We both ended up taking jobs at RE/MAX headquarters, still thinking, again, the market wouldn't hit us here. And we got, you know, you look back at points of your life and you say, wow, we just got really lucky.
Yeah. So that was a tough time for a lot of people. So now everything sort of has changed. You probably have a much different perspective on your career and what you're doing. So talk to us about sort of your journey being at world headquarters for RE/MAX.
Sure. I started actually as a consultant for the Carolinas region, which is where I met Hadi Atri for the first time. Started in the Carolinas as a consultant, moved up to be a director of Central Atlantic and Carolinas. About 4 or 5 years in, had been asked many times to join RE/MAX University, and I said no. I said no a lot because my fear of public speaking. I had zero interest in standing in front of a group of people and training them. Consulting was one thing, being in front of people and presenting was another. But at the time, I was traveling 1 to 2 weeks a month. My husband was traveling 3 weeks a month. And lo and behold, we decided that it was the perfect time to start a family. So realized that, if we were going to keep our family intact and raise healthy children, that one of our careers had to give. And I said, RE/MAX University has been asking me to come over there. Maybe I need to lean into this discomfort of public speaking and see what it does and where it's going to take me.
Apparently it's the biggest fear for most people, is public speaking.
I would second, third, and fourth that.
So how do you handle public? Now that we're on that, with public speaking, we actually just recently watched you. You came to our company meeting, which was great. Thanks for coming, and you did an amazing job. You were fantastic, and so I was surprised to hear that you feel uncomfortable with public speaking because you look dynamite up there.
Very uncomfortable. There's a nervousness that starts in the head pressure kind of thing down to the stomach. We won't get into those kinds of details, but it is a panic that is, not only blinding, full on blackout, completely forget what what the question is, where we are. I think Sarah would tell you that right in the middle of my presentation, I forgot what I was doing, and she was nice enough to turn the computer and let me see my slide, and I went, oh, thank goodness, now I'm back. Now I'm back on track.
None of us noticed.
Well, now you know.
Yeah.
Now you know.
So do you is there anything that you do to try to mentally prepare now? Has it gotten easier with practice?
It has not.
You were at R4.
I was in a meeting with 10 people in it yesterday and had the same exact fear of speaking out. It for some reason does not get easier for me, but I got a really, probably the best piece of advice that I've ever received was from Brian Buffini, and we were standing backstage before R4, and I presented with him a couple of different times, and he knows my shtick. I'm pacing back and forth in my own little head zone, zero emotion on my face, and he walked up to me and he said, "You okay?" And I said, "Yeah, this is what I have to do. I have to get inside my own mind and stay there until I'm forced out by timing on stage." And he said, "You know what, Amy, if you ever lose that, that's the day you need to quit." He said,
I've heard that. I've heard other people say that, people that are, used to being in front of crowds, they still feel like physically ill.
Yes.
When they get in front of people. So.
Well, he defined it as when you are that passionate and care that much about how people receive your value, you're in the right place. The minute that it's about you, and you can get up there and without thinking about it or without being concerned about how your message is going to be received, that's the day you quit.
Yeah, I think the only thing worse than public speaking for me would be public speaking while being suspended 100 feet in the air.
Yes, yeah. But it's on my bucket list.
Yeah, that would probably combine both of my biggest fears. So how do you manage your everyday? Because you have a lot on your plate, so that's a lot of expectations. So talk to us about just kind of on the daily, how do you do what you do?
With a full heart and tons of gratitude. I think I feel very lucky for where I am today and to be in an industry that I love and to be able to support and provide value to people I really, truly care about. I have such great relationships with the brokers and agents around the country, around the world. I feel like we're family. I feel like we're friends. So I feel lucky to be able to do it. So I come in very excited and invigorated.
They feel the same about you.
Oh, that's
too.
Super
they
sweet.
Definitely do. So, but who supports you?
Yeah, I have a rock star team, and I cannot stress that enough. I have a couple of different things. Because I'm an entrepreneur at heart, I run my team like an entrepreneur, and I expect that my team leaders, my leadership team, are running their units as an entrepreneur as well. So they are just as invested in what they do, but they are so good at what they do, so passion drivers for every little piece of the day. We've got a couple of different things that we live by. One of them is that we are in the experience creation business. Nothing is just as it seems. It's not about Boosh, train the trainer training. It's about the entire experience from registration through their first participant sitting in the first seat, through the questions at the end of the day, through the, the drinking and the toast at the end.
So are you the one that are you masterminding all of this? Are you sort of the person that's kind of got the vision on how this should be rolled out? Because I can tell you, we just went through the Boosh training. That's why we came out to Denver. And at the comments section at the end, that was my comments, was just how well it was put together, how amazing the instructors were, how professional. It was really a fantastic experience.
See that?
It was a great experience. So
we accomplished our goals,
right?
But the other piece of the team is that we have a slogan that we live by, a couple of them. But the slogan is wake up, kick ass, repeat. If you come in and you're not passionate about making it as best as it can be today, don't come in, right? Like that's not what we're looking at. So again, passion drivers know what they want to create. Yes, I think I probably create the original vision, but because they run their units, I mean the trainers that you've seen today, they are who they are.
They were top notch.
Yeah, I'm so proud and excited to hear you say that.
Yeah, very, very professional. And I think what I was most impressed by was their patience, because I know that I wasn't even nearly as patient as they were with just some of the comments in the room, and they really handled it like exceptionally well. And I think that when people go through training, especially with Bouge, it's such a big platform. It's a mass undertaking to roll out. I definitely feel like people felt some stress with just just the having to learn so many new things, and they tend to take that out on the instructor. So anytime something didn't work, but I was really impressed with how they handled it. So your team's doing an amazing job.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to
pass. The Bouge training was fantastic. So for those who are going to either come out to Denver, I know there's sessions all the way through October, or for agents that are going to do the training on a local level, I know that there's plans to have, I can't remember how many hours of training. It was a lot.
Quite a bit, like 384 hours. Yeah,
384 hours of Bouge training. But I would definitely encourage everyone to really plug into that. It's definitely worth your while, and because of the instructors, it's definitely worth going and listening to that in-person instruction. So other questions that we know people have about you. How do you get your hair to look as amazing as it does every day? Like, we need to talk about, let's just break this down. Like, what kind of products are you using?
I think that is probably the funniest question I've ever heard. I think everybody feels the same way. I yet to meet that person who's like, oh my gosh, I'm having the best hair day. I certainly don't feel that on a regular basis. I'm not big into product. If you're very serious, I use Kerastase. I hope they pay you for some sort of endorsement.
You might need to spell that. People are going to be taking this out.
I believe it's Kerastase. Shampoo and conditioner, no sprays, no gels, nothing else. I can't deal with all the products.
Well, people were it wasn't just us. People were very interested to know. So, and then in terms of what you do on a personal level, do you ever get to go on vacation?
I do get to go on vacation. Our busiest seasons at RE/MAX University, as far as our team goes, are typically spring and fall. So a couple of weeks there in the summer are more open for family vacations.
And where's your favorite place to go?
Oh, goodness. I think we've made the family decision that we just want to try new places. Of course, we love vacationing in Hawaii or anywhere there's a beach. My husband often says that I turn into zombie vacation Amy. So everything that's going all the time in the brain, out the mouth, all that stuff just slows way down to slow-mo, and I call it the defrost, and there's no talking for a good few days. So anywhere that other people can help translate what I might be thinking is really helpful in those times.
Do you ever turn your phone off?
No.
I don't ever turn my phone off either.
No.
Yeah. And you know what it comes down to is what you were talking about. It's not like you're working for people, they're your friends.
That's right.
Right? So if you turn your phone off, you're sort of disconnecting from friends.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the relationship and the service business, and that's how we look at it. And there shouldn't be any time that I am cut off from my friends.
So what are and this is sort of a broad question, so what are your rules that you live by?
I have a couple. The first is no selfish missions. I feel like I can see a selfish mission coming from a mile away. I can feel it when I work with people in sales or even in product, is that if your mission is solely going to benefit you, it will be a failure. So that for me, that is my rule, and that's just one of those backboards of if I feel like I'm motivated to take an action, likely it will not be a selfish mission. And I know that the only way it will be successful is if it's basically a win-win. I'm looking for the biggest win for everybody. But I do live by an acronym. This is going to be cheesy, so hold on to your hats. Hold on to your hats.
Good to hear this.
The acronym is LIVE. L is for lead, I is for inspire, V is for provide value, and E is for empathize. And it is reciprocal. So it's either I lead, inspire, provide value, empathize, or I can receive it. And that's just how I live intentionally, that I'm in control of my day, because as we all know in this industry, we're not always in control. And sometimes you have bad days or rough days or frustrating days, and I don't want to bring that home. So I can go through my checklist on my dry erase board in my office right now is the acronym LIVE. And if I'm feeling like I didn't get enough of that and that wasn't a rock star day, then I have the power to lead someone. I have the power to, I can pick up a great book and be inspired, or, read a great article and feel like I've received some value from that. So I
can read a quote.
Proactive.
I can read a quote and feel inspired.
See that, right? Or just pick up the phone and call a broker or an agent and have a connection and go, okay, that was great both ways. But that way, again, living by intention and having control. So those would be the two things that guide my day.
We all love your positive energy. I think that really that's the thing that I know that I like most about you is, just you have a lot of positive energy, and then you bring that to work, and it's sort of contagious, right? So, we appreciate you joining us, and just so that, everybody knows what our view is here, we're on top of the 12th floor.
Top of the world.
Top of the 12th floor here at RE/MAX World Headquarters with an amazing view of the mountains, and this has been a fabulous experience. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I hope you come back, and everybody come visit Denver. We'll give you a tour of headquarters. We'll hang out. We'll have lunch.
Sounds great.